Hello and welcome to UK Fitness Hub. My name's Travis Tarrant and today we're going to be covering the rhomboid muscles, what they do, the basic anatomy and also how to stretch them out. Let's get into it. So before we jump straight into the fun stuff, which is the stretches, it's really important that we get the boring stuff out of the way as well, which is where the muscles are and what they do. And the reason why it's important to actually know this is because if we come straight into the stretches and you're feeling it in the wrong place, you're not going to be stretching out the rhomboids. So when I say rhomboids with an S on the end, I'm talking about two different muscles, the rhomboid major and the rhomboid minor. As the name suggests, the rhomboid major is the bigger muscle of the two and the rhomboid minor is the smaller muscle. So let's get into where they are. So the origin point of the rhomboid minor, that smaller muscle, is the spinous processes of C7 and T1. And it attaches diagonally down onto the medial border of the scapula. So I've got a resistance band here, and imagine this is the muscle fibers. It would attach down like so. Now the rhomboid major, it's a thinner muscle than the rhomboid minor. The rhomboid minor is a bit thicker. However, the rhomboid major spans a much greater width. So it actually goes to spinous processes T2 all the way to T5. So if I now show you the difference, it goes down like so. So rhomboid minor and then the rhomboid major. The muscle actions for the rhomboid minor and rhomboid major would be to assist in retraction of the shoulder blades, so bringing them closer towards the body, and also elevation of the shoulder blades. If you are experiencing pain or tightness within the shoulder blade region, there's a good chance it could be the rhomboids. And a lot of people will ask me, well, why do these muscles get tight? And the most common reason is they are chronically underused. So if we're not constantly working these muscles in retraction, they're just going to become dormant. And when a muscle becomes dormant or weak, other muscles then get tight to compensate, or alternatively, the body shifts into bad posture, which would be, if we look at the skeleton, these shoulder blades, because the rhomboid attaches onto them, this plays a really important role in one, posture, so keeping us nice and upright, and also as well, the stability of the shoulder. So if these muscles become weak and they start to lengthen, you can imagine what would happen to my shoulder blades. They'd roll forward and protract. And this is going to create all sorts of kyphosis of the upper back, and it's going to be a domino effect for other things. Now, you can also experience pain in the rhomboids with no bad posture and the muscles being really strong. And this might be due to overstretching, could be due to strains or muscular tears. So what we're going to do in today's video is try to target these muscles with specific stretches, whether you're at the gym or at home with no equipment. Stretch number one is a cat stretch. Come into a tabletop position, kneeling on all fours, and place your wrists directly underneath your shoulders and your knees directly underneath your hips. Curl your chin to your chest and begin to spread your shoulder blades apart as you round your spine towards the ceiling. Hold this stretch at the top of the movement. I want you to imagine you're trying to push the ground away from you, which should further facilitate the stretch between your shoulder blades. Return back to the start position slowly and repeat for a total of 15 repetitions, 2 sets over. Stay in the same tabletop position for your second stretch. This time, you're going to take one arm and slide it across your body. At the same time you do this, try and take your other arm and extend it out in front of you. Again, my hips stay high and they're directly above the position of my knees during the stretch. Once you start to feel the stretch in the back of your shoulder, begin to slowly increase the range by pulling your arm further across your body. Do this stretch twice over for 15 to 30 seconds on both sides. For the third stretch, start by lying face down on the floor and cross your arms over each other in opposite directions. Keep your head down during the entirety of the stretch and remember to control your breathing.
You want to start off by slowly walking your fingers in opposite directions, so you're trying to get your hands as far apart from each other as possible. Hold this stretch for 30 seconds, and once the 30 seconds is over, I want you to swap the arms over. When swapping arms, let's say your right arm is on top of your left arm in the first stretch, you would place your left arm on top for the second stretch. You would do each of these for 30 seconds, totaling 1 minute. Finally, if you have access to a gym, you can use a cable machine to get a great stretch on the rhomboids. You want to make sure you have a small amount of weight set up evenly on both cables and begin to grab each cable that's furthest away from you with each hand. Facing towards the cable to begin with, start to slowly walk back, and if you have enough weight set, you should be able to feel your arms being pulled apart. When you feel the stretch between your shoulders, begin to then raise your shoulder blades up as if you were shrugging and keep them in this position. By elevating the shoulders, the stretch in the rhomboids should increase. Hold this stretch for 15 to 30 seconds for 2 sets over, and remember, just like the previous stretch, you want to swap your arms over on the second set.
And that concludes the end of today's video. I do hope you enjoyed it, and if you learned something new, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel, which helps me to grow my audience to help out more people with free educational content. With those stretches, see which ones worked best for you and maybe which ones didn't, and then persist with the ones that you got the most relief and benefits from. My name's Travis Tarrant, and you've been watching UK Fitness Hub. I'll see you soon.